My neighbors are so loud. Oh hey, everybody! It's been quite some time. The summer is fully on its way, and I know you're thinking of clicking this video. It's my complete DVD collection, and it's not something that I'm too proud of because I don't really like DVDs that much. But I realize that there's a lot of Blu-rays that, a lot of DVDs that aren't available on Blu-ray, and also it's the format that came before Blu-ray and before 4K became a thing. But I have DVDs nonetheless, most of them being TV box sets and television series, but I want to show you those. A lot of these are things that aren't available on Blu-ray or vice versa, I just haven't updated them. But I really want to show you, it's off camera over there. I've been taking kind of a little vacation from school since I just got out of school and I graduated and such. So I've been working a lot, but I haven't really been doing anything on the channel, and I just wanted to say that I've just been trying to relax and trying to come up with ideas for things, and also really going through the month for my movie series. So my 100 Years of Movie series, where I'm going from, at least right now, I'm from 1940 to 1950, which I have a couple movies left to watch. I'm actually going to watch Late Spring by Ozu, and so I'm going to watch that later today, but I can't wait to see that. One more thing is that right behind me there's actually the first DVDs that are actually going to pop up in this complete DVD collection, and that is those Lord of the Rings box sets up there. I already have them on Blu-ray over there. I mean, everyone has seen the gold box. But these are the original extended edition sets where you have the green one for Fellowship, you have the red one for Two Towers, and you have the blue one for Return of the King. And I really loved those box sets enough that I kept them, and just I'm never really going to watch them because the Blu-ray has all of the same things. So anyway, that's all I have to show you on this part of the video. So let's just move on to over there, the shelf that I never show, because I really don't like that shelf that much, because I didn't build it with my own hands. Alright, so let's start this. If it's really hot and if I pass out during this whole process, I'll let you know. But I have a couple things up here, some DVDs that aren't available on Blu-ray, some of them in different regions, but whatnot. There's some that I'm not too big of a fan of, but I have them. I'm looking at you, Kung Pao. Then we have some music DVDs, and then we have pretty much all these TV series and an anime at the bottom. So we'll get to that in a second, but let's start off with my first VHS, Return to Paradise with Vince Vaughn, Anne Heche, and Joaquin Phoenix. This is from a friend and a fan. I'll eventually watch it, Jeremiah. Thank you so much for sending that to me. Next is we have some movies I have not seen yet, and that is The Abyss. This is James Cameron's movie, and I'd really love to see that on a Blu-ray edition someday. Then we have the original Murder on the Orient Express. We'd just like to get that updated. Then we have Jim Jarmusch's Broken Flowers, which I have not seen yet, but I cannot wait to look at that, because I like Jim Jarmusch a lot. Then we have Sleuth, which, with Michael Caine and Laurence Olivier, which this is the Chinese edition. And so it's really hard to find, apparently, so I'm looking forward to that. Then we have this Korean film, Spring, Summer, Fall, Winter, and Spring. I can't wait to see this movie. It's on Sony Pictures Classic, but I really want them to be on Blu-ray, for the love of God. Speaking of Blu-rays that I really want, this Criterion, the only Criterion that I have on DVD is The Spirit of the Beehive, and this is one of Del Toro's favorite movies, Guillermo, not Benicio. So I can't wait to see all those movies. Now we have some movies that are not so good, and some of them are pretty good. So we have Accepted, which is not that great of a movie, but it's pretty funny. We have Brick, which is a good movie by Rian Johnson, one of the few things I do like by him. Then we have Gigantic, which is a nice little romantic film with Paul Dano, Zooey Deschanel, John Goodman, and whatnot. Then we have this really stupid movie called Kung Pao Enter the Fist, which is just a dumb movie. The Lonely Guy, which I love this movie with Steve Martin. I really wish this was available on Blu-ray as well. This Longest Yard remake, which for some reason I actually like it, and wish it was on Blu-ray. We have Rat Race, but we have It's a Mad World, and it's the remake pretty much of that. Then this movie that I freaking love, Wonder Boys, with Michael Douglas and Tobey Maguire, Frances McDormand, and Robert Downey Jr. So that's pretty much all of the DVDs that I have of movies. The rest of this is just some CDs and some music videos, more or less, music DVDs. All right, now we're actually moving on to the actual TV series. So we have Angel, seasons 1 through 5. This is the original box set. It's big and it's clunky. I want that eventually on Blu-ray, if that ever exists, but I don't think it will. All right, so let's go down. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, seasons 1 and 2, all the way through season 10. I know there's a couple of other seasons out there. I want to say season 11 and 12, but I haven't got them updated. All right, so moving on from there, we have Archer seasons 1 through 6, and I actually do not have season 7 or 8. I think I don't know. I don't know where I'm at in Archer. It's just a fun show. Then we have Arrested Development seasons 1 through 4. Arrested Development season 4 was pretty good, but had some hit and misses. I honestly wish they just kind of kept it at season 3. Then we have Arrow, which is a decent show. Second season is the best season there is, but I mean it's a pretty decent WB show. Then we have Barbarians, some History Channel stuff. When History Channel used to be actually History Channel, I actually really loved Barbarians. This is really just focusing on the Huns, the Mongols, the Goths, just a lot of tribes back in Dark Ages and the Middle Ages that were more or less considered barbarians. Vikings, obviously, you can tell with the just the helmet right there. So really fun stuff. I really love that kind of stuff. I love history. It was my minor in undergrad. Then we have Black Sails, which is a really good show from Stars, I want to say. Don't quote me, Stars. Yes. And so I really love Black Sails. I need to get season 4. I actually really like it. I was really kind of concerned with Michael Bay producing it because I thought he had some kind of say in it, but this is mostly dialogue, so I like that. So it's a good show. Then we have a really great HBO show that I need to just get on Blu-ray someday. Boardwalk Empire seasons 1 through 5. I love this show. Steve Buscemi, Eat Your Heart Out. Michael Shannon, just a crazy motherfucker. All right, next is Boy Meets World seasons 1 through 7, and this is just a show that obviously most of us grew up with. If you're watching this, I don't know what age you are, but it's a great show. It's a fun series. So let's move on from there to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You can see there's my charger for my phone sitting right there snugly on the shelf. So Buffy seasons 1 through 7. You saw Angel appear being the counterpart to Buffy. But I really, really love this show. I grew up with this show when I used to come home from upper elementary and junior high and just watch it with my neighbor at like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock when I got there. I love this show so much. Joss Whedon's great. Chappelle Show, the complete series. So I love Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's a hilarious comedian. Then we have a really dumb thing from Tim and Eric. Check it out with Dr. Steve Brule. I love John C. Reilly, and this is super silly. Then we have Da Vinci's Demons, which is actually a show I don't think a lot of people know about, and it's actually in reverse order. That's season 1, season 3. Oh, well. But I really love this show, and it didn't really get enough attention, and I think it deserved more attention than it deserved, and I think that's why it got canceled. It's a really great show about Leonardo da Vinci, kind of during those years where he was young, kind of a young adult, and doing different things with his inventions. That a lot of the stuff that history is lost. So then we have Eastbound and Down, so we're moving back to comedy. It's a funny show with, the one and the only, this is all tight, really tight. We got Danny McBride right there. It's a really funny show. I really love it with Kenny Powers as a baseball player. It's really funny. Then we have Flash season 1. I think Flash season 2 and 3 are over there on the Blu-rays section, but I'll eventually get that. Flash is pretty good. I like that show a lot too. I like it better than Arrow. Then we have Flight of the Conchords seasons 1 and 2, and then the One Night Stand. I love this show, and it's hilarious. I love New Zealand and the people in it, so they're really funny. Taika Waititi, thank you for doing so much with this, and Jermaine and everyone in it involved. Next, we have seasons 1 through 4 of Futurama. This is before it got canned, and it came back eventually. I haven't even seen the new stuff, but I really love the first 4 seasons of Futurama. You can see the really old boxes, and I'm sure the DVDs aren't the greatest in condition. So let's actually move on to Grounded for Life, which is actually a show that I don't think too many people saw. I don't remember how many people saw it, but I really loved this show. And I thought this was a really good sitcom, kind of just comedy that it was kind of like uncouth for the time, for like the early 2000s. And I really liked it a lot. So then we have Hannibal's. Then we have Hannibal seasons 2 and 3. I have Hannibal season 1 on Blu-ray over there. I need to update these to Blu-ray. I love this series quite a bit, and I thought it was really freaking dark for NBC, which I think is the company that had it on. It was super dark. Next is House of Cards, seasons 4 and 5. I actually have the other 3 on Blu-ray, and I'll update these on Blu-ray as well. Say what you want about Kevin Spacey, but this show is great. So then we have Human Weapon, season 1. This is just a show that, honestly, no one really... I really loved it because it really kind of focused on different martial arts from different countries, and you just had one football player and one mixed martial artist, and they pretty much, what they did at the end of the show is they learned all these things from a master or a student, and then they fought either a master or a student at the end, and usually they got their ass kicked because they spent the whole time just learning the new techniques, but they didn't have enough time to master any of it. Then we have New Girl Season 1. I'm actually watching this on Netflix right now. I actually like New Girl a lot. It's pretty funny. And that's all I have to say about that. So then we're going on to The Office. I have seasons 1 through 5 up here. And then all the way right here, we have 6 through 9. What can you say about The Office? It's great. And its counterpart right next to it, Parks and Rec, seasons 1 through 7. I love these series, and they're hilarious, and they're classics. Then I have right here is I have Penny Dreadful seasons 1 and 2. I need to get season 3, and I need to just update these to Blu-ray, honestly. But this is a really great storytelling here on Showtime. Just this really weird world with the combination of Dorian Gray, Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's just, I love this stuff. I really, really do. Then we have Psych seasons 1 through 8, and I really freaking love this series. The chemistry between these two are just phenomenal. I love these guys. I want that on Blu-ray. Next, I have Sherlock, The Abominable Bride. The only thing I don't have on Blu-ray from Sherlock. It's just a TV series special. I really liked it. Next, we have South Park seasons 1 through, I want to say 13. No, there's 11 right there. Then we have down here in this dark corner, 13. Then we have season 19. I need to get the stuff in between. I like South Park. Some of them are hit and miss, but for the most part, it's a pretty funny show. Then we have Spartacus, seasons 1, Gods of the Arena, and season 3. I have season 2 on Blu-ray over there. I'll eventually update these two. I love Spartacus, especially the first series and the mini-series that came with it. But unfortunately, the main actor died, and then Liam took over, and season 2 was fine. Season 3 actually was a lot more fun. So next is something that I don't really tell many people, but this show is freaking fun, and I love it. That's Supernatural seasons 1 through 12. I love this series. It's just fun, and it reminded me a lot of Buffy, and that's why I liked it so much. I like this show a lot. All right, now I'm sitting down. Next we have That 70s Show, the complete series, all the way to 1 through 8. Love this show. I love Red Foreman. He's one of my favorite fathers in the sitcom, so I really love that stuff. Next to that, I have Vikings seasons 1 through 4, only volume 1 of season 4, which is kind of silly, but I need to update these to Blu-ray and get season 4.2 or 4.5, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, then we have Walking Dead seasons 1 through 6, and I think maybe 7's down here. Yep, 7's down there. So, I like Walking Dead. Yeah, it's lost me a couple times because the show is really slow and it kind of just jumps around a lot. But I mean, overall, I think I like Walking Dead quite a bit. It's a pretty fun show, and I don't know if I'll ever revisit them as much, but it's good. It's fun. All right, so now we're gonna move some things over, some anime, so we can talk about the last remaining things before we get to anime. Which, sorry about the mess, there's just not enough room for my DVDs. There's not hardly enough room for my Blu-rays, and you can see there's dust up here because I haven't touched these in a while. Alright, so what we have left is just Workaholics, the complete series, except for season 7, I think, is the last one. I like this show. It's pretty fun. Three dudes just kind of doing stupid shit all the time, and I love it. Alright, so let's move on to actually my anime, which I don't know how many of you people out there are anime fans, but there are a few that I really like. First being Black Cat. I have the complete series here. I actually like this show quite a bit. It's kind of forgettable though, so I mean I don't remember too much about it, but it was fun if I recall it. Next is a show that I really, really love, and that's Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. That's the first part of the series, and then L2, I want to say, R2. R2 is the second part of the series, so it's a really good show with a lot of twists, a lot of turns, and I don't really like mecha anime, but this is one of the few ones that is like, it kind of works for me, and I like it. Alright, next to it is Dragon Ball seasons 1 through 4, and I actually need to get the updated versions of that that are like blue and on DVD, even though they're not on freaking Blu-ray for some freaking reason. But yeah, I don't actually have, this is like the imported versions of them, so they kind of the not the legal kind, but I mean they're good. They're good for what they are. I'll update them individually. I'll update them eventually. Next to that is the Dragon Ball Trilogy movie set. So this is the first 3 movies of Dragon Ball. And next to that is actually Dragon Ball Z. I have my steelbooks here, my original steelbooks that I ever got. So I have Trunks and Bardock, Dead Zone, the first movie, World's Strongest, Tree of Might, Slug, those are the first 4 movies, Cooler's Revenge, Android 13, and BoJack Unbound, Return of Cooler, Brawley Trilogy, Fusion Reborn, and Wrath of Dragon. All 13, I want to say, Dragon Ball Z movies. I actually have all of Dragon Ball Z over there on Blu-ray now. I just updated them. They'll be eventually on my next complete Blu-ray series. But those are all my Dragon Ball stuff. I used to have GT, but I got rid of it. Yeah, oh well. Next to that is Trinity Blood, which is actually a really dark show that I remember watching late night on Funimation and Adult Swim, and I really loved this show. And I think it was a little too short for my taste, but I mean, I like it a lot. Oh, and hey, there's my favorite anime of all time, Rurouni Kenshin, about a wandering samurai with a reverse blade sword. I freaking love this series. I know these DVDs are like worth a shit ton, I think, online because they haven't been released or re-released. I don't know. I just want to see these on Blu-ray for the love of God. Please put Rurouni Kenshin out on Blu-ray. So help me God. Alright, so next we're actually going to move on to well, before we get to Full Metal Alchemist, let's talk about Fatestay Night, which is the first in its series, and is a really fun anime that kind of just plays on tropes of like a swordsman, a sage, a rider, there's an archer, all these really cool things. So anyway, next is Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I'm actually missing a season over here because it's on Blu-ray over there. And those things are out of print, I think, now, the Blu-rays, which is sad. But there's Full Metal Alchemist, the complete series, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, 2 of my favorite shows of all time. I love these series. And, I mean, how much do you know about Full Metal Alchemist? This stuff is just great. It's comedy, it's action, it's emotional. It's just so many things combined, and it works really, really well. Next, I have Kenichi, seasons 1 through 2, seasons 1, 2, all the way to part 4, whatever. It's a fun kind of just different martial arts kind of show. It's kind of late in my anime life when I watched this. It was fun. I like this show quite a bit. Next is Spiral, something I'm actually trying to get rid of. I've had this for quite some time. This is actually out of print. And if any of you want this, let me know and I can message you. But I've been trying to sell this for quite some time. But it's out of print. It's a Viridian collection, so I know that. After that is Tower of Druaga, the complete series. This is another show, kind of like Black Cat in the sense that I kind of forgot about it. But there's this giant tower that they have to conquer, and they're going up different floors. I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in quite some time. Next is Tsubasa, seasons 1 and 2, the complete series. Another thing that is kind of like Tower of Druaga and Black Cat, something just about it is kind of forgettable, and I liked it a lot, though, at the time. These are, honestly, these animes, most of these things that I have not seen these in probably a decade, a lot of these things. So it's been quite some time since I've seen these. Next is probably my second favorite anime of all time, Yu Yu Hakusho. I remember with Rurouni Kenshin right over there. These are the 2 shows that I went back and forth to when Toonami was, when, you know, back in the early and mid-2000s, this was happening. I really freaking love this series, like quite a freaking bit. So I highly recommend checking out most of the stuff on here. Some of this is kind of just not so great, but yeah, that's my complete DVD collection. I have quite a few things, but not as much on the Blu-ray. It's mostly TV series, anime, and a couple of things that are available in print. So thank you so much for watching this and checking this out. I'm going to be trying to watch the rest of my 1940 through 1950 movies and put up my movie series next time. So I want to thank you so much for checking this video out. Give me a like, comment down below what your thoughts are on this video. Don't forget to share this video and also subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.